Hi students, I hope all are fine. So today we are going to learn a new chapter. We have already I had already told you that we would be beginning a new chapter today. Okay, the chapter's name is My Earthquake Experience in Tokyo. So where is Tokyo? Okay, you should be knowing it's in Japan, isn't it? Tokyo. So it is written by Andrew Patoras. Okay, Andrew Patoras. He is a He is a he is a full-time professional photojournalist. He contributed this article to the Newsweek or Daily Beast Company LLC, an American infomedia company. Okay, this is an article given by him for a newspaper. Okay, so it is written about his experience of being in an earthquake. Okay, when he went to Tokyo. So, before we go into the chapter, let us look at these pictures. Okay, what are they showing us? Okay, some would say that it is crash. Okay, some or others would say it's a demolition, or some can say there is a destruction of the buildings and so on. So, why does it happen? It can happen maybe because of a blast. Okay, maybe because of earthquake, or maybe because of a wind storm, or any other natural calamities. But these pictures are of earthquakes. See how fatal earthquakes can be. Okay, I don't know whether you have experienced earthquake. Neither am I too have not experienced earthquake in my life. Okay, but let us by looking at these pictures we can understand how hard it would be for the people who experience it. If it is there is a scale known as Richter scale. Okay, that is the scale which we use for a used to get the depth of the earthquake. Okay, so normal earthquakes like 3 point till 3.5 and so on, it won't be having any impact. See, earthquakes always, okay, there are earthquakes every time, but if it is a more than 3.5 or 4, then only we realize that okay, there is a it can be fatal earthquakes, which can be maybe some 3.5, more than 3.5 or a 4. Okay, so those earthquakes can be fatal. Even we had one in Gujarat, you remember? I don't know whether you remember, in 2004 we had one in Indonesia which resulted in tsunami. And we saw where the world has seen how fatal earthquakes can be. So that's what we are going to see today. We are going to see about a person's experience of being in an earthquake. Okay, so it is written by as you know, Andrew Patharas. Okay, so he writes like this: he had gone to Tokyo in order to take some photos. He is a photojournalist. Okay, so he has gone to Tokyo in order to take some photos about the culture of the place, about its cities and so on. So what happened at that time? He just he just writes for a newspaper, and it's an article written by him. Let us see what he has written. Okay, he writes like this: I left my hotel room with my camera, excited to document the main energy of Tokyo's sprawling megalopolis. There was no way I could have known that. Instead, I would end up taking pictures of one of the most frightening days of my life. Okay, he has gone to Tokyo in order to take some pictures of the megalopolis. Okay, sprawling megalopolis means growing city. Okay, large city. Okay, so but he says, but though I had gone with this intention, I could take only pictures of some of the most one of the most frightening days of his life. That is a earthquake. He was also part of a part of that city when earthquake hit. I had just emerged from the belly of the Tokyo metro station system, 4 floors beneath Shinjuku Station, the world's busiest train station. Okay, he just got out of the train. Belly of the Tokyo metro station means he just got out metro system. Okay, sorry, it is metro system. He just got out of the train. Okay, and he reached Shinjuku station. That station is considered as one of the busiest train stations. Thousands of commuters and tourists jammed parallel train platforms and the shops in the arcade. It was around 3 p.m. I was lined up at the bullet train ticket counter to inquire about a trip to Nagoya, some 200 miles southwest of Tokyo, to shoot some photos there the next day. Okay, he just came out of the metro and he was just standing there. Then he found so many tourists and so many travelers. Okay, and it was around 3 p.m. and he was in the ticket counter of the bullet train. Okay, that would the trains that would take us to our destination faster. So he was just standing there in the queue in order to inquire about a train that would go to Nagoya. Okay, he wanted to go to that place in order to take some pictures. So he was just standing there. Then let us see what happened. It was then that I felt the ground move under me slightly. It was almost imperceptible, like a subway rumbling through a tunnel far beneath my feet. I ignored it, as did everyone around me. Okay, what happened? He was just standing there, and then he felt something under his foot. Okay, he felt a kind of a rumbling, a kind of the ground move slightly. Okay, he just felt that, but he did not give much of a much care to it, because he thought it was a kind of a underground rumbling. It means to say some vibration of some of the constructions going on. That's what he felt. Like him, others also felt the same. They also did not take this too much too much concern. Okay, they also did not pay much concern. But what happened? Then seconds later, a violent shuddering. Things started crashing to the ground, and signs hanging from the ceiling began swinging violently. I looked at an elderly man next to me. He smiled back at me and said one word: earthquake. Okay, what happened? In the first he felt a kind of vibration. Then he thought some construction work is going on uh, in the subway or in the tunnel. Okay, he was feeling like that. So did everybody else felt that way. But immediately after seconds, there came a violent shuddering. Okay, violent vibration. And what happened? Things fell crashing. Okay, crashing. The signboard which were there on top, everything started to hang, and he did not know what happened. He just looked at a person. An elderly person was sitting next to him. Okay, he just looked at that person, and that person said just one word. He just smiled at him and said, okay, it is earthquake. Only one word he said: earthquake. With that, he understood what it was. Okay, then let us see what happened. I ran for the door about 60 feet away. The ground was shaking so violently that it was difficult to run in a straight line, like trying to sprint across the deck of a ship being tossed by swells. My heart was pounding when I reached the street and darted for a large park surrounded by skyscrapers. My mind replayed the image of the World Trade Center crashing to the ground. Okay, what happened when he experienced this earthquake? The first thing that he did was to run out to the street. Okay, run out to the street. Okay, if one earthquake hits, what would you do? It is advised that you just stay under a, a table. Okay, a strong table, or you just run out of run out to a place where there are no buildings, like open air. So that's what he also did. When he understood that it was an earthquake, he just ran out to the door. Okay, and it was 6 feet 60 feet away, and he came out shaking. The He just ran out, he wanted to run out. But what happened, when he was running, he found that it was shaking very heavily, and he could not run straight. Okay, when say he could not run straight, and he could not sprint across the like okay, if the ship, if you are on a ship, and if there is so much of a wind, so much of a tide and so on, you won't be able to move faster to the deck of the ship, isn't it, from one end to the other. That's what he also said. It was like that, he was unable to move, and somehow he ran out of the station, and he was in the street, and he just ran to a park surrounded by skyscrapers. Skyscrapers means what? Tall buildings. Okay, so he just reached that open air where which is surrounded by skyscrapers, and his mind thought of a World Trade Center crashing to the ground. Okay, it was World Trade Center. It was a it happened in 2001. Okay, when there was a war uh, between Iran and America. This Bin Laden, okay, that's what it is. He was a he was the one who is culpable, uh, who is the culprit for crashing crashing down the World Trade Center. Okay, he there were two planes which hit the World Trade Center, and it is said he used a kind of element which would burn if poured water. Okay, he used that kind of a element. Okay, one element which would explode, which would burn if water is poured. Okay, if you are trying, if there was fire and if you try to extinguish a fire, we pour water, isn't it? But this element, he used the element, okay, that would explode, not explosion as such, but it would burn in a burn heavily if water was poured. He used that. So there was a so much of a chaos, so much of destruction was there on World Trade Center. It came crashing down. We could see in the videos, and so there are videos of it, World Trade Center coming crashing down just like that. Okay, just like if you build a kind of building with cards, and if there is a wind, how it falls, it like just like that World Trade Center also came down. So he was thinking about that, he was just thinking about a World Trade Center. Okay, and we saw in these pictures also, see these pictures, it's like that. And so everything comes down when hit by an earthquake. Okay, so we have, that's enough for today. We have some vocabularies. Okay, manic energy means full of activity or excitement. Then sprawling, a large area covered with buildings. Megalopolis means a very large city. Arcade, a covered passage along the side of a row of building. Imperceptible, very small and therefore unable to be seen or felt. Swells, a large waves. Skyscrapers, very tall buildings in a city. Okay, these are the vocabularies, and we have a worksheet to do. Okay, this one you need to prepare a kind of a photo album or the aftermath of earthquake. Aftermath means what? Aftermath means if something is over, once an earthquake is over, okay, what you see there, okay, what you see there, that is aftermath, means after something is over. Okay, so you just collect some pictures and make a kind of photo album, okay, of the aftermath of earthquake. All right, so that's enough for today. Thanks to everybody. I hope the worksheet is clear. Thank you and bye.